Miss Steele here, hello. So we have been talking about abstract art this week, and we're going to keep talking about it. And we're going to work on some bilateral drawings, which means we're going to try to draw with both of our hands at the same time. For this project, you want a white piece of paper, and you want some things to color in with, some different things. So I have markers that I'm going to use. I have some colored pencils. I have some normal pencils, some pens, and then I have some black markers too. I tried to get 2 of each just so I could use the same thing with both hands. Obviously with my markers and my colored pencils, I'm just going to try to find 2 colors that match closely together. You want something as well that you can play music on, because what you're going to do is pick 3 or 4 different songs, and you're going to work on your bilateral drawings using whatever music you like. So I am filming on my computer, so I have my phone that I'm going to use to play music. So you can decide 3 or 4 songs that you like that you want to work on your drawing to. So I'm going to move all of these out of the way, and what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to fold my paper in half so I know that I have my 2 sides. So I make for sure my corners are touching. I hold it down with one hand, and then I use my other hand to press down that side. So now whenever I open it, I have this line where I folded it, so I know my 2 different sides of my paper. What I want to do now is I want to decide what color I want to start with. And I think I'm going to start with pink. So I have 2 pink markers that are different colors, but they're pretty similar. So I'm going to use these. And I'm also going to pick out a song that I want to work on my drawing to. As I'm listening, I'm just going to make shapes and lines. Because we're doing abstract art, it's kind of non-objective, which means it doesn't really have to look like anything. It's just colors and shapes that we're creating. So I am going to pick out a song, and then we're going to be able to get started. I think I'm going to take a second to decide my song. Give me 1 second. So I picked out my first song, and you can pick really fast songs or slow songs. It's really cool if you pick in between like the 2 of them, like some fast songs and some slow songs. So I'm going to be using Pink with both of my hands, and I'm going to do ABC by the Jackson 5. So you might hear it in the background. And then as I listen, I'm going to think about what kind of lines and shapes and designs come to my head. And I'm going to try to draw the same thing at the same time using both hands. If it looks a little crazy, that's okay. So I'm trying to add the same to each side. So I'm almost at the end of that song, and you can see how nutty this came out. I'm going to add in a few more lines. I'm right-handed, so I feel like my right side is a little more precise and my left side's a little crazier, but that's okay. That's what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to another color, and I think I'm going to do colored pencils, and I'm going to pick out my next song. So I'm going to pick out what two colors I want to use, and then I'm going to pick out my next song, and I think I'm going to do a slower song next, so I can kind of slow down a little bit. I'm going to get these sharpened, and then I'm going to get my next song started. Alright, so I picked my next song, and I'm going to keep going, and now I'm going to move on to my next color. And I'm not trying to make it look perfect. I'm just trying to make it look like mine. And now I'm starting to get on both sides. I'm listening to relaxing music. So I'm going to keep going, and then I'm going to change my song one more time for my black markers, and then a last time for my pins. So I'm going to keep going with my music, and we're going to look at this whenever this is all finished. So we're just focusing on listening to music and kind of making shapes and lines based on the music we're listening to, trying to use both hands at the same time. This is abstract art, so it doesn't have to look like anything. It can just be lines and shapes in creation. Art doesn't always have to be something really serious. Sometimes it can be just experimenting and having fun. I might even tape this down so it stops moving while I'm working on this. It likes to move while I'm working. So I'm going to keep going with my music, and we're going to look at this when this is all completed. Okay, so I ended up using the black marker. I went back in with yellow because I wanted to. I also ended up taping this down because it kept moving while I was drawing, and I wanted to draw with my eyes closed. I wanted to just feel it while I was working on it. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to consider this done. It's definitely filled in. I could keep going if I wanted to and just add layer after layer, but I'm going to consider this done. This is really fun. Like I said, you want to pick 2, 3, 4 songs. I guess at least 3. Because you want to use at least 3 different things. And at first I tried to keep it on its individual side, and then I started kind of moving around between the two of them. You can look at it this way too. I don't think there's any wrong or right way to look at this. I think it can go any way. I'm excited to see how yours come out and how you feel about making these bilateral drawings, meaning we're using both hands, kind of just free-flowing. It doesn't have to really look like anything in particular. It just is going to end up looking like a really cool sort of design. And I listened to a few different songs. I listened to some relaxing songs. I listened to some upbeat songs. So that's up to you, whatever songs you want to listen to. I like to listen to some quicker songs and some slower songs because I think it kind of makes it to where you get a few different types of lines and shapes. I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, your evening, or afternoon. Bye.